back. Good afternoon.
What's up, man? Yeah, we get to see Hendo Cinco there for the Lions, and he'll have a great opportunity to solidify his spot as number 2 quarterback for the Detroit Lions in his 3rd season in the NFL. Very important year for him as he's trying to prolong his NFL career. You think about a guy like Josh Dobbs has been in the NFL since the 2017 season, and he's entering his 8th, 9th season. And Hendon Hooker, who had a more prolific passing career at Tennessee, man, is trying to hold on, and hopefully he's able to do that. He's been through so much. He's gained so much. He's answered the bell every single time his back has been against the wall, man. Came back from ACL. He's been thrown to the side by Virginia Tech, and he's always come out on top. So I'm looking forward to seeing him do the same thing starting tonight, my man.
8 o'clock tonight on NBC, the Lions and Chargers will play in the NFL Hall of Fame game. So we do have football. It's day number 2 as Tennessee was back out there with jerseys and shorts. Swain, we had a question yesterday on the show. I believe Saturday when Tennessee returns to practice, the Vols will have shoulder pads on. They'll have a few practices in helmets and shoulder pads, and then Wednesday go full pad. So another step being taken the first couple of days. Jerseys and shorts, so essentially T-shirts and shorts out there, and they're about to start taking the next step this weekend.
Hey, man, in some cases, teams that have shoulder pads on, I mean, it's like practicing in full pads. And with a young football team, that makes it maybe a little challenging, is older teams know how to practice in shorts. They don't get each other hurt, but they get the proper work in. They give each other good looks. It's physical, but guys don't get hurt, meaning stay off the ground. No need to dive for passes. No need to hit guys when they're in the air or they are compromised. So veteran teams usually know how to take care of each other, and that's something this team will need to learn to make sure no one gets hurt. But at the same time, you're getting good work because at the end of the day, football is a physical game. It's a contact sport.
Swain, as it relates to the quarterback battle, there's still a little ways to go here. You're not going to find out too much information on day number 1, day number 2 about where the quarterback battle is headed. At least I don't believe.
No, you're not. You're not, Josh. This thing is going to last a couple of weeks. You hope that it's a situation where there's a clear-cut favorite. I mean, you want it to be tight for sure. But you want to know. Like, you want your team to let you know with maybe nonverbal communication or verbal. They can just flat out come to you and tell you, Heupel, we think this is our guy. Or if Heupel sits down with his leadership council and they're going over certain things and the quarterback position gets brought up and he asks them who they think should be the guy, they can tell him then. But I think for Josh Heupel, he's going to know based on how his team reacts and follows one quarterback versus the other. He's been in a quarterback battle as a quarterback, so he knows what it's supposed to look like.
It's Thursday, July 31st.
Yes.
Austin Price said he believes by Monday, August 25th, that Josh Heupel will be ready to announce a starting quarterback.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So that still gives us up to about 3.5 weeks if that prediction holds, and I think that's a fair prediction.
Yeah, I think that prediction holds. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear something sooner than that, but I think the latest should be that Monday that Monday of game week.
Yeah, maybe after the previous weekend, sometime after the 16th and 17th, that Saturday, Sunday weekend, maybe sometime after that. But 3 weeks from Monday is opening game week. So our belief or prediction will be that Tennessee will go through game week with us knowing who the starting quarterback is.
I think we knew the last time there was a quarterback battle, right, in 21. Do you remember? I think we found out that Monday of game week. It wasn't a situation where we knew the day of the game.
Yeah, and that was a Thursday opener, correct? They opened on a Thursday night. It was at Ball State.
Yeah, because I remember was that Carson Steele, the running back on that team?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Excuse me. Bowling Green was that year. I think Ball State maybe was the next season. So Bowling Green was the
Okay,
21
okay.
opener.
I'm trying to look up when Joe Milton was named the starter, so we can kind of get an idea of the last time Heupel did this, kind of when he did it. But it just makes sense to go ahead and get that done at the latest of Monday of game week.
It looks like Monday of that week is when it was
Yeah,
announced.
that's what I just saw. Yep.
So if history indicates how this will go, then set your calendar for that day, Monday, August 25th. In the meantime, we can speculate based on some short clips you see, some word that comes out, as a lot of what happens in practice moving forward will be behind the scenes.
Yep. The first major test is the scrimmage. But
Shannon predicts whoever takes the first snap against Syracuse will be the starter. Pretty good guess. You never know. They could open in Wildcat. Remember, Juwan Jennings was a starting quarterback in one game for Tennessee.
good point. Good point. I mean, that's
So
a
it
that's
could
a
be a
re-
direct snap to Braylon Staley. You never know.
that's a really bold prediction right there.
The boldest prediction would be that they run Wildcat on play number one with Boo Carter, and Boo Carter is Tennessee's starting quarterback to open the 2025 season. That would be the boldest prediction I think we could come up with.
It only took 8 or 9 minutes for Boo to be mentioned.
Boo was in the same situation today as yesterday. He was with his teammates during the stretching portion, the warm up of practice, and then when his teammates went outside for the actual practice, Boo remained inside. So same status as yesterday, away from his teammates during the actual team practice.
As it should be. It should be like this or a leak. Honestly, every workout that he missed or was late to, he needs to make it up before he has the opportunity to rejoin his team. So you miss 5, all right. You're gonna miss 5 practices. You miss 10. Well, you can do 2 days if you want to. Even if you want to expedite this process, you can do 2 days. But we're gonna get it out of you.
So miss one, serve one, miss a practice, serve a suspension for a practice.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, if I was a player on the team, I think that would be, I guess, kind of fair, and more than fair, honestly.
Also, Swain, it's going to be one of those days. Jesse in the text box has already sent us some mock-up T-shirt jerseys. Tennessee on the front, number 6 on the back, with Swagular above the number.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
So the text box marketing department is working as fast as possible to get ready for the 2025 season. This show will move fast today. We invite you to join us, 865-656-9900. We'll find some tempo with the show. Joey Halsley, when we come back, talking about finding explosion in the offense. We'll talk about what the offense will try to get done, trying to bounce back and get as close to 2022 levels as possible. We'll invite you to be a part of the show and the conversation all the way through. Thanks for hanging out with us today as we continue on Josh and Swain. This is Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us today. Presented by Junk Beyond each and every day. JunkBeyond.biz online. East Tennessee's junk removal specialist. Jason Swain's here. I'm Josh Ward. Thank you for hanging out. 865-656-9900 to be a part of the show, as we'll hear from Tennessee offense coordinator Joey Halsley in a moment. Swain, we had this in the text box. I'm sure there are plenty that agree or share a similar opinion with Steve. He said, can we move on from Boo Carter? I think, meaning the discussion of Boo Carter. I'm sick of hearing about him. I could puke a coat hanger. Love the show.
Yeah, I mean, I think daily updates kind of part of it, right? I mean, he's a starter. He's a preseason All-SEC player. He's one of your best players on your team. I mean, this thing has had twists and turns leading up to this point, in the last week and a half. So nothing wrong with a quick update, but I agree with you, though. Like the discussions about Boo Carter, I'm over those. And, I'm ready to spend most of our time talking about the guys who are out there who have done everything that has been asked of them.
Also, one other question and note. We were asked in the text box, how are we feeling about Moa? So Celeste Moa, who is one of the top athletes in the country, top 50 overall player, scheduled to announce this afternoon. And Swain, tell me if you feel differently. I would lean Utah, with Tennessee still battling, hoping to pull off what I think would be considered an upset. It's Utah versus Tennessee. Father played at Utah. He lives in Utah. And Austin Price yesterday said that's probably the easy pick. So we'll see if Tennessee can pull off somewhat of an upset in trying to get Moa's commitment today.
Yeah, man, that's a heck of an opportunity for him. I mean, when you look at the NIL opportunities, I remember a couple of years ago, everyone on the team got a truck, right? Like, we get it, man. Home is home. But the opportunity to play in the SEC, to play at this venue, probably made the decision more difficult than maybe it would have been. But if I had to guess, I would guess he's probably going to Utah, but I don't mind being surprised. And Tennessee's going to get good receivers in this class. They're still in it for Tristan Keys. So eyeballs kind of on him to see what happens in the next, couple days or couple weeks, whatever the case may be. But no one's going to blame the kid for staying home and playing at the place where his dad went to school.
Yep. So Utah the favorite, Tennessee battling, and that's at least worth monitoring this afternoon. His 3 o'clock Eastern time announcement, Celeste Moa scheduled to announce his commitment.
That's a terrible decision to commit.
Depending on the choice, would you say?
I think that's a terrible decision, time to commit.
Either way, 2:45 at least.
I mean, at least. I prefer 12 noon on the East Coast. But hey, man, it's his moment. He can commit what he wants to commit.
It is his moment that we will check in on here in a few hours. It is time for Tennessee's offense to bounce back, wouldn't you say? I think Josh Heupel has that thought as well. And part of it is trying to find more explosive plays within the offense. There were opportunities last year, came up short for different reasons. Joey Halsley was asked a couple of days ago about that, trying to find more explosive plays in the offense. In 2022, Tennessee had the top scoring offense in the country. Listen to what Tennessee's offensive coordinator said about trying to find more explosion in the 2025 offense.
That's been the entire focus of the offseason is when people are playing really, really soft, dropping 8 in coverage, how do we keep being explosive in the passing game? And that's why, once again, we ran the ball the way we did last year, but it's not going to be that we're going to just say that that's par for the course now. The entire focus of this offseason is how do we get our playmakers in space with the ball in their hand where they can run and do what we've recruited them here to do. So feel like we've made some changes. We've done some things differently, but we're never going to lose sight of who we are, which is to be extremely aggressive with how we call it, to push the tempo, to make people play in space. But what are the one or two little different things that we can do that help free people up? And when people are playing really, really soft and saying, all right, you're not going over the top today, what are we going to do to attack that and not let them set the directive of the game?
Tennessee offense coordinator Joey Halsley, that was 2 days ago, Swain, when he met with the media during media day.
Yeah, I mean, I said this, I think, yesterday. I mean, I would have liked to have seen some of these adjustments, being made, during the season. right, last year, but the off season is the best time to do it because you have spring to implement some of the changes, work on it, fine tune it with your players, and then during the summer when they are on their own, they do it as well. They work on some of the changes. Maybe it's the route tree. You've added some things. Maybe it's certain routes that you've already ran, but you've made some tweaks, whether it's depth, whether it's angles, breaking points, or whatever, timing, whatever it could be. You working on that with yourself and your teammates in the summer. And then you come back in the fall and you continue to kind of fine tune everything. So adjustments need to be made for sure. And I know some of the offensive players are excited about it. Nico was excited about it when he was here, and I'm sure Mike Matthews and others who play receiver see opportunities for themselves to be more a part of the offense and have an opportunity to have explosive plays coming their way.
Yeah, this isn't a new conversation. This has been the conversation about the offense, I'd say, most of the offseason, definitely going back to the spring, as you're mentioning there with what Nico said at the start of spring about some changes they were making and plans to get Mike Matthews going to help him have a big year.
And sometimes, listen, man, it's okay not to have an explosive play when they're playing soft. This is why it's important to win on first down. Because if you lose on first down, it's a negative play. Now you're talking about 2nd and 10, 2nd and 12, and the defense can afford to play soft because now all they have to do is stop you one time, and now it's possibly medium, third, and long, and you are very, very predictable. And so you got to win on first down. We understand how important that down is when it comes to this tempo and jump start and everything. But there's going to be times where they're going to play soft, and you can't force it. You got to take what the defense gives you, and hopefully that means we see more, running back screens. We see, tight end screens. We see different receiver screens. That's not your typical throw it to the numbers, throw it to the sideline type of screen. You get the linemen out in front and let the receivers kind of work behind them like a tunnel screen. You can generate some explosive plays. So we'll see the creativity. We'll see some of that on display, whether it's good or bad, but we'll see those adjustments being made with this offense.
He's Jason Swain. He played in Tennessee's offense. War number 1 at the wide receiver position for UT. Swain will come back. We'll talk more about the offense. Invite your thoughts. You can call or text to share those thoughts or ask questions already coming in related to the offense. We'll keep that conversation moving. 865-656-9900 to be a part of it. Presented by Junk Begon right here on Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us here on Josh and Swain. Jason Swain is here, VFL, former Tennessee wide receiver. I'm Josh Ward. 865-656-9900 to connect with us. We have the NFL Hall of Fame game taking place tonight, the Lions versus the Chargers. So NFL football is back. It was day number 2 of Tennessee's football practice. We were talking about the offense last segment, Swain, and Nate sent in a text asking simply, has the novelty worn off on Tennessee's offense?
It appears so. When you look at 2 years of explosive plays being made, and then the last 2 years of seeming like we were struggling to manufacture explosive plays. That's why this odd year, the 5th year for Josh Heupel, can kind of break the tie. So, yeah, I mean, it seems that way. I mean, when you lead the country in offense in 1 year, and then you're one of the worst teams when it comes to explosive plays and, passing success, then, yeah, no one's questioning the running game. We know how potent the running game is. But the passing game has been off. And so I think it's pretty fair to say at this point, in the last 2 seasons, that maybe, it's kind of wore off a little bit. But that's the job of Josh Heupel and his staff, to come back bigger, better, stronger.
Yeah, bring in somebody like Seth Luttrell. I'm sure part of the thought is let's look within, see how we can improve on what's happened the last couple of years and how we can be better moving forward.
Yeah, I think we would all be pretty silly and crazy to sit here and go, oh, man, everything is all good with the offense. There's nothing wrong with the offense based on what happened, 3 years ago. Like that's just not being logical. I mean, that's being way too much of a homer. If you're just in denial about what we saw on offense the last 2 years. So, yeah, man, gotta fix it, gotta adjust, gotta adapt, and looks like Heupel is willing to do that and is going to do that.
Thompson in a question asking about the overall, I guess, athletic ability of Joey Aguilar. Is he fast enough, quick enough to make plays in the SEC?
Yeah, I think he is. I mean, you don't have to be lightning quick to make plays in the SEC from the quarterback position. You just have to be mobile enough to slide to the left, slide to the right, maybe avoid a free rusher, avoid a rusher, while being able to throw the football on the run, keeping your eyes downfield. And if you have opportunity to run, be fast enough to be able to pick up a first down. If it's 3rd and 6, you can go run for, 10 yards and get out of bounds. Be athletic enough to avoid, being hit. So it's hard for me to believe that Joe Aguilar doesn't have the athletic ability to be able to do that. It's not like those guys like Peyton Manning and Casey Clausen, which, we saw those guys play, and we used to make fun of Casey, say he looked like a baby deer running. Well, Joey runs a whole lot better than that.
Yeah, today in practice, and it's a short period of time that I'm out there watching, but in throws on the run, both to the right and to the left, Joey looked comfortable getting out of the pocket and releasing the football. Yeah. I'd say more comfortable than the other two. Again, in the short period of time that we were able to watch out there.
Yeah, that's what I heard too, that Joey was the better of the 2 quarterbacks throwing on the run today.
Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. That's not at all surprising. Mobility doesn't mean you have to be Josh Dobbs or Hendon Hooker. Or I know we call him, some call him Joey Football. He's not Johnny Football in the way that Johnny Manziel was able to move and escape and drive you crazy with his legs. But Joey Aguilar can still use his legs in the passing game, and I would still say in the run game in different ways too.
Speaking of Joey Football.
Joey Swags?
Yesterday I had a pretty terrible nickname for Joey Aguilar that I admitted.
Aggie.
Mm-hmm. But I started thinking.
Okay.
They told Steve Jobs that his idea wasn't good enough. You know? They told Lamar Jackson that he wasn't a quarterback.
Yeah, they did. About playing wide receiver.
They sure
Lamar.
did. Yep. They told Michael Jordan that he wasn't good enough to make his varsity team.
Yeah, when he was a freshman, is that right?
Yeah,
But yeah, you're right. They sure did.
sure
They did.
they did that. I didn't bring that up for any reason. You're right. The nickname stinks.
Okay.
S-
So
Swagular it
Joey
is.
Swagular, Joey Swags, or simply J Swag.
I don't think that should be one of the choices, Josh.
I think some people call you J Swag.
I've never been called that before.
Well, we might have just changed things.
Not because I don't have any or didn't have any, but I just never been called that before.
How does 2025 Jason Swain compare from a swag standpoint to 2003 to 2006 Jason Swain?
Oh, 99% less. Yeah. 99% less. I'm working on it though.
That means it's still in there.
It's in there, man. We're trying to bring out the monster. It's still in there.
Corrington Vall, who presented Joey Swagular yesterday during the show, has followed up. Swain, don't be afraid to say Joey Swagular was awesome.
Oh, I mean, the nickname is awesome.
I look forward to you working that into the first Vol Network broadcast on Saturday, August 30th.
We'll
and then
see.
during the first commercial break, Mike keeps saying, Swain, we need to have a quick talk.
I don't know if you know this, Swain, but we don't do that here.
This is a professional broadcast.
we don't do that here. Don't get me in trouble, Josh.
I'm trying not to. And then Tyler texts in. Some call him Roll Tide Tyler. Swain, you are the most transparent person. I swear it's like we have the same view of football, just different teams. So look at you. You and Roll Tide Tyler. Thick as thieves.
No, I don't think we have the same view, Tyler. Because I only have one team I root for. But he did say football views.
Yep.
Yeah, Tyler, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But thanks.
Hey, maybe the show's rubbing off on Tyler.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ron Burgundy. I don't know if that's good or bad, but thank you, I guess.
Well, it's just July 31st. Games don't kick off until August 30th, at least the first full Saturday. Tennessee at noon against Syracuse. Alabama at 3:30 against Florida State. They'll go back-to-back on ABC to open up the 2025 season. We'll keep the text box open, the phone lines available for you as well at 865-656-9900. Alan Bell in about 20 minutes talking football, NFL game tonight. Training camps underway. We'll talk to Alan about all of that coming up at 1 o'clock. We're with you until 3 o'clock. Thank you for hanging out with us as the Tennessee, SEC, and college football conversation continues right here on Josh and Swain. We're back on Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us. The final day of July. We are headed into the month of August, the start of the college football season. We're live on the Sports Animal YouTube channel. Would love for you to stop by and subscribe there. Check out our content covering Tennessee football, and you can watch live and chat live. Donovan mentioned, and we'll talk more about this when we get closer to the day for sure, Swain, but August 30th is going to be bittersweet seeing Lee Corso put on that final headgear. He will have his final ESPN College game day on the opening weekend of the season on Saturday, August 30th.
It's going to be a lot of pressure for the team that he picks, too. Because you can't make Lee wrong on his last pick.
That's a good point.
So you got to pick a winner, Lee, and whoever he picks got to ball out.
So that means you'd like to see Lee go out a winner, right, with his final pick?
Yeah, Josh. What kind of person would want Lee, of course, to be wrong on his final pick? Only a monster would want that.
I would think so. But you do know the location of College Game Day, right? For Saturday, August 30th.
I don't care about the location. Is Jeremiah Smith playing? Who's the game in between?
It's Ohio State versus Texas.
Is Jeremiah Smith playing?
I think so.
Oh, okay. I'm going with Ohio State.
Okay. Well, that would serve a loss to an SEC opponent, Texas. So Ohio State. I feel like because the game just went the way that it was, and then Ohio State did what it did to the rest of the opponents. Not saying Tennessee fans are cool with Ohio State, but there's like an understanding of what happened.
What you mean there's an understanding of what happened?
I think people understood, hey, Ohio State's at a different level. Tennessee players this week have talked about, hey, that playoff game kind of woke us up to what it's really going to take if we want to go play for and win a national championship.
Yeah, for sure.
So again, to be clear, I'm not saying there are good feelings about Ohio State or what happened in that game. I think there's an understanding of, okay, that's the elite level. Where Bama was, where Georgia's been, Ohio State's there right now. That's what it takes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good understanding. I mean, we saw Clemson bump their head on the glass ceiling. We saw Ohio State, do it. Ron Day was being criticized. I mean, you look at his winning percentage. How many times did he bump his head on the glass ceiling? Dabo did it. Kirby did it before he won his first one. Like, it's part of it. It's part of it, man. It's part of the process. And, Tennessee made a move in the right direction. Surprised a lot of people. But that was a bump on the head for Tennessee. And you go back to the drawing board. You find out how to be better. You learn from those mistakes. You learn from the loss. L could mean a loss, but it could also mean that you learn. You learn a lesson. And I thought Chip Kelly gave us a nice little lesson about play calling, about schematics, scheming up the defense, and you take that lesson, man. The dude's been coaching at a high level for a long time. Head coach at multiple stops in the NFL. I mean, what do you expect? But you learn from that, and then you get better from it. It's part of the process.
One other note is we have another question back to Tennessee, but I don't know who Corso is going to pick. Ohio State's at home. Yeah, a lot of history there with the Buckeyes.
He's picking Ohio
Texas,
State.
Though, with Arch. A lot of excitement around the Longhorns. I don't know who Lee's going to pick.
He's going to pick Ohio State. Come on, man.
Go with the home Buckeyes.
Jeremiah Smith is playing, right? I just want to make sure. Is he better or worse than he was last year? What do you think?
My guess is he's probably better, which is
I'm picking Ohio State.
terrifying.
Yeah, I'm picking Ohio State. He's the favorite to win the Heisman, right?
Is he the favorite?
Why wouldn't he not be?
Because he doesn't play quarterback.
Is he the best player in college football?
Probably so. If he's not, then his teammate, Caleb Downs.
Well, we know he ain't going to win it. He plays defense.
I know. Can you imagine voting a Big Ten defensive back to win the Heisman?
The Ndamukong Suh didn't win the Heisman. That means a defense player will never win the Heisman.
No, I think you're right. I think Lee will pick Ohio State. I think he'll put Brutus's head on.
Yeah, man. Let's see here. Arch Manning is the favorite, but sorry, Jeremiah Smith is a better football player.
Yeah, those are somebody else's odds. Jason Swain's odds have Jeremiah Smith as the favorite.
I bet MGM has Jeremiah Smith with the third best odds.
Okay.
Yeah.
That in itself is a big time compliment. A sophomore wide receiver being that high in Heisman odds.
Yeah. Garrett Nussmeier, K. Kublik, second, and then Arch is first. Don't see any Swagular on this list, so must be a typo. But whatever.
Yeah, he'll get there. Which leads us to this question from Chip with a few minutes to go in hour number 1. Alan Bell coming up at the start of next hour. Chip, first of all, saying this is his favorite show. We appreciate that, Chip. Who has more to prove, Joey Aguilar or Boo Carter this season? Joey was kicked to the curb, and maybe Boo has to prove that all this drama was worth what he's worth. Joey is right now ranked among the bottom quarterbacks of the SEC. But Boo definitely has something to prove based on the fact that he's not
It's Boo Carter.
allowed to practice with his teammates right now.
It's Boo Carter.
Okay.
Because Boo has to prove it to his teammates. I mean, I'm sure Joey's teammates believe in him more than teammates believe in Boo. And then Boo has to prove something to scouts, something that is not natural to him. That's where it's challenging, because playing football, that's natural, that's easy. Like if Boo Carter went home for the rest of fall camp and showed up on game, I think he still could return a punt for a touchdown. That's how special he is. But doing something that he hasn't been good at, dating back to high school, when you hear some of the reports, he's going to have to do something and be something that he hasn't been before. So not only is he proving something to himself, but he's proving something to all the people that have interacted with him and followed him and haven't seen him be disciplined. He's going to have to be disciplined and consistent to be back on the football team. So I would say Boo.
It's a good question. That's a good question.
That's a great question. Who would you say?
I think it's Boo.
You just copying me?
Yeah, well, I mean, there are a lot of people really doubting that this is going to work out for Boo Carter this season. Joey Aguilar, I think if he plays at a solid enough level, then a lot of people say, well, that's kind of what we expected. Good offense, friendly to the quarterback. He can fit. He's a veteran. They've seen him make plays elsewhere. So the expectations aren't that high to begin with. I think Boo, a lot of questions.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, understand, just because a team makes a personnel move doesn't mean everyone agrees with it. It just means that the head coach made that decision. So think about when Jeremy Pruitt was here and Jim Chaney was here. And Jim Chaney has forgotten more about offensive football and football period than Jeremy Pruitt. He coached Drew Brees. He coached Tyler Bray. He's been around football longer. Understands how to be a head coach, probably better than Jeremy Pruitt. Never won it. What's the backup quarterback in Florida?
Harrison Bailey.
He never wanted Harrison Bailey.
No, he didn't.
But Jeremy Pruitt wanted Harrison.
Team.
Jeremy Pruitt wanted Harrison Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
And who did we get? We got Harrison Bailey because Pruitt was a head coach. Deshaun Foster. I don't know if everybody in that building wanted Nico over Joey. Not saying that they did or did not, but the head coach wanted them. The head coach wanted them. I'm pretty sure everybody in that building in UCLA wasn't on the same page with Foster at the beginning. I'm pretty sure some people in that building looked at what
Sure,
happened
there
with
were
Tennessee
conflicting thoughts. Yeah.
and said, "Man, I don't want that over here. I don't want that over there. Man, good for Tennessee. I don't want that over here. I'd rather have this guy that's that's not a headache. Uh, you don't see Joey's parents acting like that. But again, the head coach made the call. The head coach made the call. So just something to keep in mind.
Tennessee will have a decision to make on its starting quarterback by August 30th, maybe by that Monday of game week. Detroit will play in the Hall of Fame game tonight. Hendon Hooker will try to make
Let's go.
decision on the backup quarterback spot easier.
Let's
We'll discuss
go.
that game and Hendon Hooker shot tonight with Alan Bell next, beginning hour number 2 of Josh and Swain. Welcome into hour number 2 of Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us with our show presented by Junk Beyond, East Tennessee's junk removal specialist. With Jason Swain, VFL and former Tennessee wide receiver, I'm Josh Ward. We go to the Stanley Fencing and Gates hotline to say hello to Alan Bell at Driving the Line. Go stop by and check out the show each and every day on YouTube at Driving the Line to subscribe. Alan, good afternoon. How are you?
Gentlemen, doing fantastic, man. You guys doing all right?
We're doing very well. It is a football game day. We get the NFL Hall of Fame game tonight with the Chargers and the Detroit Lions.
We do, man. I'm excited, man. Football's going to be on. Even if you're somebody who doesn't watch the game, just having it on in the house while you're doing something else is nice. You know what I mean? Like, it's football. Now, I'll say this, man. I'm one of those freaks that, like, I honestly like practice more than games. I like the preseason, man. I like watching dudes that might not be playing, they're playing to make their respective teams here. They might be playing somewhere else, right? Like, you're just trying to get good game film up, good tape out there. I like it, man. I'm excited.
Do you? How do you approach this game? Are you playing tonight? It's an early preseason game. This is preseason, but there's also there's a former Tennessee quarterback who will be on the field. I've not seen officially. It could be Hendon Hooker or Kyle Allen starting. But what's your approach here with this kind of game?
Yeah. So, I believe that it's going to be Hendon Hooker and then Kyle Allen, like you just said, right? And then on the other side, we're going to see, you're going to see some DJ Ukulele at some point, right? I don't know how he's going to look, but yeah, man. Like I'll say this: the last 3 Hall of Fame games that we've had have actually seen a lot of points being scored. You've got an over/under tonight of 32.5, and I like it. And I understand that Hall of Fame games can be low scoring, and it is the preseason, right? But take a look at the teams that we have, and take a look at the head coaches. All right, Jim Harbaugh and Dan Campbell. These 2 dudes eat, breathe, and sleep football. Like, they're going to take tonight seriously. I assure you on that. Now, you're going to have, backup dudes and whatnot. I don't even think that the Lions are playing rookies, to be honest with you, right? But yeah, man, like I think that we're going to see points tonight. You've got the Lions breaking in a brand new offensive coordinator. We got backup quarterback positions being like these 2 coaches will take this very seriously. I think that we do see some points.
Yeah, what do you think of the Detroit Lions, by the way, who've had so much success? They dealt with some bad injury luck. They do have to replace their offensive coordinator, as you mentioned. He's now the head coach, Ben Johnson of Swain Chicago Bears. But Lions trying to keep it going. What do you think of that team this year?
Yeah, man. Like, you just nailed it right there, right? Like, the toughest part of the NFL season, man, is attrition, man. It's staying healthy, and it's so difficult to do. And Swain can talk about that better than anybody in terms of, it's a physical sport, and especially that level. I don't know. He does, though, and it is brutal, man. But I put them in the same category as I do the 49ers, and I do the Bills, and I do the Ravens. You got a lot of teams that are there, and, we're not saying windows are closing or anything, but they're short, and you got to take advantage. So I'm fascinated with this season of you've got a lot of really good, high-profile teams like the Lions. The Chargers are right there as well. I think the Chargers are going to be an excellent team this year if they stay healthy, but both these teams have great defenses too. Let's not forget about that.
You're in Nashville. Your quarterback there with the Titans, Cam Ward. You like his comments about admitting that they're mid right now. They're not where they need to be.
They're mid. Yeah, I love that comment. He's like, man, we're just kind of mid right now. Right? I love this kid, dude. Like, I love everything about him, man. Like, he's quiet, but he's not. And I love the fact that, a couple weeks ago, you had, big Jeffrey Simmons coming after him, and he fired back. And I love that, he's going through it right now, in practice so far, and he's throwing a couple picks, and, it's tough. But he's got the right mindset, like we just talked about. The NFL is tough. Welcome. But, having a positive attitude and understanding, like, hey, you know what? We're not that good right now, but we're going to be, and we're going to put in this work. And the fact that you've got your quarterback leading the charge of him and the rookie class saying it's a race to get to the facility first every day because we all want to get better. And I love that attitude about him. So, yeah, man, like he's going to have his ups and downs, but, dude, his head is right. And I love him saying mid, too. That was funny.
With the trade deadline in MLB, teams are making some moves. Have that kind of changed your outlook on which teams you think will make a deep run this year?
Yeah, a little bit, right? Like, we look at a team like the Mets, and you got the Phillies in first place in the NL East. And, to be honest, like, the Mets have a really good team. I mean, they can go as far as they want. But I didn't think that they would be that active leading up to the trade deadline tonight. And, dude, they've been making big moves, man. Like, respect to them. The Padres going after it, just pulling off a huge deal with the Athletics, getting J.P. Sears out there. And we have some more names, too, man. And you could see some big guys on the way. But, yeah, man, the Mets got better. The Phillies got better. The Padres got a lot better. And now we're waiting to see what the Dodgers and the Yankees do, right? Because they're going to do some more, and they're going to do something. And I got a feeling the Dodgers might pull. They might try to go for a big, big pitcher pull here to them.
Alan Bell at Driving the Line, the channel to check out every day on YouTube. What do you say to Yankees fans right now?
Can you judge back? I'm not a Yankees fan. I'm just saying, like, if we were a group of Yankees fans, right? Like,
yeah.
Let me say this though: the game last night that they had, that team played their tailgate, man. Like, they're a good team. They got a lot of talent around them, right? But once you get judged back, it would be like telling Yankees fans, like, hey, need to make a move, need to start, go get it. And I think that they do it today. But that'd be a huge move. Just something to solidify somewhere, man. You just want a little positive aspect because players are watching, and there's a big difference between doing nothing, selling, and being a team buying in. And I think that the Yankees are going to try to make a move just for the locker room, the clubhouse, to say, fellas, we're investing. Let's go. We believe in you. So, yeah, I'd say it'll be all right.
By the way, is that an expression or is that an Alan Bell original right there? Played their tailgates off, because I'm going to use that one.
It's a good one, man. Use it. Feel free. Take it and make it yours, my friend.
Okay. I'm still, and I'll try to give proper credit depending on how it's received. I love it. That's a good one. Hey, by the way, Braves Reds at Bristol Motor Speedway. What do you think about this game? Are you going to be involved in that one? It's obviously a wildly different setting than we ever see.
Yeah, it is, man. And, we got Chase Burns on the mound as well, right, for the Reds. And I think that you got runs. You're going to have runs in this game, even though Burnsy can go. Don't get me wrong. The problem is the Braves. They're just giving up so many runs, man. I know they lost 1-0 last night, but, going into that game before, the 12 of the last 13 games featuring the Braves had like 9, 10-plus runs. So I think we're going to see it tonight. I think it's going to be a lot of Cincinnati, handling their business now.
You call him Burnsy. So that means you're open to nicknames. What do you think about Joey Aguilar? We had someone give us an idea for Joey Aguilar's nickname. What do you think about Swagular?
Joey Swagular, Alan Bell.
Love that name. Like, because here's the tough part, right? Like, you got to, make the play on words of either the first name or the last name, right? And it's not the easiest one, but Swagular, whoever came up with that, dude, forget giving me credit on tailgate. Whoever came up with that one, that's who we give credit to, because they absolutely crushed it.
Corey Tinval sent us that during yesterday's show, and we've played it with the audience. It's been a big hit, and we respect and trust your opinion, Alan. So I think we're going to keep pushing this one. Joey Swagular.
Good.
Yep, it's about to take off. You're there every day. What's going on? What should people check out, especially as football is heating up even more, at Driving the Line on YouTube?
Yeah, definitely, man. Even though the NFL's starting, we're not giving up on baseball by any means. We'll be hitting that every day. Also, talking about the NFL preseason and how to approach it. You got to take it game by game, and what you're going to see. You're going to see a lot of backup quarterback action tonight. You're going to see Hendon Hooker running the football tonight because he wants to get his legs out there and going. So, yeah, check us out every day, man. 10 a.m. Eastern on YouTube at Driving the Line. I assure you, this is where we come in good for games like this and preseason and stuff. I've been doing this for a little while. I can help you out with that. So come check us out, man. I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, Alan, you know how to run data and numbers and all that. As an example, baseball, you'll pull up the charts of weather, where the wind's going, different things like that for people to know if they're trying to play a home run or total bases, something like that.
Absolutely, yeah. Every day, man, we break down weather at ballparks, what you're going to get, humidity, where you're going to get home runs. Definitely, man. If you like sports betting or even just talking ball, come check us out. I think you'll enjoy it.
At Driving the Line, go subscribe, stop by, say hello to Alan. He's there for you every day, and he's here each Thursday. Alan, we appreciate the time as always. Thank you so much, and we look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you, fellas. Regular, baby. I love it, man.
It's off and running. Off and running. Thanks, Alan. Alan Bell joining us on the Stanley Fencing and Gates Hotline. He said it's great. Alan's in.
He's in, man. I love it though. I knew Alan Bell would respect a good nickname. Sounds like he does.
But hold on. Yesterday, when I was so excited to share that after seeing it in the text box, you were hesitant. But Alan Bell is all in, and so are you.
Well, it's simple, Josh. You're not Alan Bell.
Alan Bell, I am not.
Yeah, duh.
Played their tailgates off. I'm using that too. That's good.
That is good. Yeah, we'll be using that one together. We fence, remember?
We fence here on Josh and Swain. He's Jason Swain, VFL, former Tennessee wide receiver. I'm Josh Ward. You can join us at 865-656-9900. Speaking of the We fence here on Josh and Swain, Lindsay in the text box texted in, just realized between Swain and Ward, they have 126 receptions and 1,721 receiving yards at the University of Tennessee. We sure do.
Yep.
We'll
And we ran 48 and a half miles this
You
year.
sure did. Yep.
Yeah,
We did.
on your birthday.
We did that. Right here on Josh and Swain. We appreciate you being with us. Join us, 865-656-9900 to call, to text as we continue the conversation on Josh and Swain. Thank you. Be a part of the show alongside Jason Swain. I'm Josh Ford. Our show is presented by Junk Be Gone, East Tennessee's junk removal specialist. Swain, we interrupt fall camp for a quick update. Ross Dellinger noting that there was a revised memo sent earlier today, which the College Sports Commission clarified that NIL collectives can compensate athletes if transactions meet benchmarks, paving the way for collective operations to continue with some limitations, as reported last week. So, you will still see collective involvement, as there has been some kind of question around that. There was leading up to the House settlement and then revenue share going into effect, as Ross simplified the explanation. Last month before the settlement, collectives could directly pay athletes whatever they wanted. And then a few weeks ago, July 1st, after guidance, collectives cannot directly pay. And then today, with the revised guidance, collectives can directly pay, but with some regulation.
Did I hear that Joey Aguilar was throwing pretty good in the run today? Or did I hear that wrong? Huh? Hey, Josh, did you say that Joey was doing a good job throwing on the run?
I said that before I provided you your much anticipated NIL collective payments allowance update.
Did you share with me that Blue Carter was doing the same thing he was doing yesterday? Because I thought I heard that.
Remember 15 years ago when the realignment stuff really took off, when we had the moves that ended up happening, like Missouri and Texas A&M to the SEC, all those major moves. And all that stuff was happening in April, May, June. Mm-hmm. It was great spring, early summer content. We were waiting on football to get here. And then we got to football, and all that was pushed aside. Mm-hmm. Then a couple years ago, there was a realignment update in football season. And everybody said, whoa, that is a May and June thing. Football is here. Leave the realignment for the dead period.
Yeah.
Same thought here with NIL and how athletes are paid. I know they're going to get paid. I don't care how it's done. You can update me again on that. You can update me on your scheduling, and you got to get something figured out with the playoff format, I know, before December. But those heavy discussions, you can have them in April, May, June, and maybe July. But it's football time. They're practicing.
That's right.
The ball's spinning. The pads are about to pop. You can stop with your NIL collective updates.
Yeah, I don't care if Elon Musk becomes the president of the Vol Club. Like, we are talking about football practice. That's what we're talking about over here, Josh Ward.
And, of course, kidding, Ross Dellinger and everybody covering it, they've got to do their jobs. I don't know how they do it.
I love it. I love Ross.
Yeah. He's great. Yeah. Somebody buy him and others in the space a beverage for all the hours and typing and editing they've had to do to their stories. But, I think even more so than the Boo Carter updates that people have grown tired of in the last few days, the NIL collective updates, people are done with that. Yeah. Whatever's happening, you can let it happen. Tell me about the football.
Yeah, 100%, man. That's where we are right now as college athletic fans. That's all we care about.
Oh, did just get an update coming through down the line. The SEC is considering either 8 or 9 games for the conference schedule beginning in 2026. So either 8 or 9 games. That is the consideration.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to seeing, Joey Halzle, the offensive coordinator for Tennessee, how they produce explosive plays when teams play soft, man. Syracuse, they may play soft. And what adjustments will we see? Will the running game be really, really strong? Or do we force it in there with the passing game? I'm glad you brought that up, Josh, because it made me think about the Syracuse game. Like a real football game.
Yep, a real game that is already on the schedule that is already set.
Yeah. It is 100% set. It is happening. There's no wondering. There's no guess. There's no, if it's 9 games, you probably will play all these teams that you haven't played. None of that stuff. We talking about the games on the schedule. That's what we're talking about. Not 9 games that's not on the schedule. We're talking about the games that's on the schedule.
We're talking about the actual games.
The actual
not
game.
The hypothetical games. Yep.
Not the fake games, the real games.
Swain, I can also confirm that beyond 2025, the college football playoff might stay at 12 teams, but it also might not. Can confirm. That one is sourced. I can confirm we'll come back and talk about football. We've had questions about the running back position, Peyton Lewis, Deshaun Bishop. What about Star Thomas? That was also brought up to us. We'll come back and continue the conversation, inviting you to be a part of it, the conversation about football on the field. It was day 2 of Tennessee's fall camp earlier this morning. 865-656-9900 to join us as we're halfway home with 90 minutes to go on Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us on Josh and Swain. At Josh and Swain on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. 865-656-9900 to join us. Before we get back to the current Tennessee football team, Swain, Adam Schefter with the note from ESPN. The 49ers signing a few players to one-year deals, including wide receiver Marquez Callaway, former Tennessee wide receiver who has played with a number of teams, including the Saints and the Broncos. The 49ers signing wide receiver Marquez Callaway, which means he would be reunited with Juwan Jennings.
Reunited, and it feels so good. Don't worry, y'all. I'll be on The Voice soon.
Well, during freshman orientation, we now know what talent Swain showed off in 2003.
Well, my year as a freshman was the last year that we got Hayes, so there was no talent show.
Which is taped to the goalpost?
No, that wasn't me.
Now you were nursing a minor injury, right? So they had to be hands off. U.S. Army All-American.
They were careful. They were careful. Hey, they understood. Remember, y'all recruited me to come here and help catch balls down. Don't hurt this body. Be delicate.
Yeah, there was also a rumor that you had, because remember back in your day, you had to do all these requests if you wanted to go somewhere, that you came in with a pre-NCAA waiver to go to Michigan if need be. Is that true?
That is not true. But what is true was my freshman year was the last year that we got Hayes and did all that. And then when it was my turn as a sophomore to do it to the freshmen, we just stopped doing it, which I was cool with because I thought it was all lame and corny in the first place.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I'm not trying to get us sidetracked, I promise, but just a few days ago, I got one of those memory alerts. And just a few days ago was the 15-year anniversary of Bryce Brown informing Derek Dooley that he would be transferring. And the reason I bring that up is because the report that I was sharing, it included he will still need to request a release so that he could go on scholarship to play football at Kansas State. So you think about how wild times are now. That's pretty wild to think about as well, that you couldn't just inform the coach, hey, I'm transferring. You'd have to inform and also request a scholarship release to get your education paid for, knowing you'd still have to sit out at the next school.
Yeah,
I don't end up getting that release if I'm correct.
Remember how Dooley was trying to play a hardball with D'Anthony Arnett and did not want him to transfer to Michigan State?
Yes,
because I mean, you can't let a player transfer to a place you recruit against, which is essentially every school in the country.
Right. Yep. Yeah, those were different times.
Well, because they were tampering, and that's just not right. And now you just learn to deal with it because everybody's tamperers.
Right. If you're not tampering, what are you doing day to day?
You're not trying.
I think it was a little more than 10 years ago. Todd Gurley got suspended for trying to sell his own memorabilia. And either yesterday or the day before, I saw that a rising sophomore high school wide receiver just signed a new trading card memorabilia deal.
How about that? If you ain't tampering, you ain't trying. We have lowered the bar year by year.
Yeah. Yep. Times have changed for sure. This is going to remain consistent. Tennessee is going to try to run the football successfully.
Yeah.
They've done it for a year with Josh Heupel as the head coach. Tennessee has to replace Dylan Sampson, but Peyton Lewis and Deshaun Bishop are two players that we talked about earlier this week, Swain, when we discussed players coming back. We had a text yesterday that we didn't get to during the show asking about Star Thomas. What about his impact? I think that's the story of the running game, along with replacing the offensive lineman and the need to be good up front. But it's Josh Heupel's offensive scheme and the trust in the running backs. And this year will be more guys on a week-to-week basis, led by Peyton Lewis and Deshaun Bishop and also Star Thomas. And then we'll see as the season goes along if DeJuan Morris, a talented freshman, is needed to contribute. But I think Tennessee's confident that it has a group of running backs that can be successful again.
Yes, and you need a group to be successful. You can't rely on just one guy. And you have a defense that's going to be out there. You know, if you're Tennessee, you want them to have to play and defend against 90 plays a game. And you want to be able to bring in fresh legs at the running back position to go up against a linebacker in the third, fourth quarter that has had to run sideline to sideline, has had to get up to the line of scrimmage because tempo has affected him. And it would be great to be able to bring in a running back who is, fresh in the second half or has not ran the ball too much to the point where he can't provide an advantage against those linebackers and secondary players. So, yeah, you want to have guys that you can trust. And just because you have a number of players on the depth chart who play the position doesn't mean that you have depth. Depth means that you believe and you can play any one of those guys at any minute. Just because you have bodies doesn't mean you have depth. Being able to play those guys at any time, any place, means you have depth.
Yeah, depth is trust. Guys that you trust to be out there on the field.
Yeah. Depth is one of the most overused terms in this space of talking about a football team on radio or on a podcast or in conversation. People need to understand, just because you have 5 running backs doesn't mean you have depth if you're only playing 2 of them, because you only trust 2 of them. You got 2. If you're only playing 2, you got 2. So the goal of this fall camp is for Star Thomas to use his experience to gain the trust of his coach, so that way he can be trusted. Morris, same thing. Come in as a freshman, do what he needs to do so he can be trusted like Dylan Sampson was trusted in 22 when he was a freshman.
So the running back position, we'll continue to watch there. There's excitement. They have plenty to prove. At wide receiver, Swain, Chris Brazzell continues to be off to the side while Tennessee practices. That's, I think, meant more opportunity for Travis Smith Jr., a talented freshman, wearing number 1, by the way. But I saw him get a number of reps today, more rep opportunities with Brazzell not out there.
Yeah, I mean, you have these soft tissue injuries for these receivers. I mean, they run so much, and sometimes they tweak it. And, you want to be careful because you don't want to make it worse. But if you're Chris Brazzell, understand your spot is not locked down.
Yeah, Travis Smith is here to play. Rodarius Jackson is thinking, I want to get on the field. I want to play because they know there's a shot here.
Yeah, so, I mean, injuries are something you can't control, but be careful.
Yeah, like we've talked about this a lot. We have not seen a true freshman wide receiver come in and make a big impact yet under Josh Heupel, but we've also not seen the freshman class have this kind of opportunity.
No,
we have the opportunity is different for those guys than previous seasons.
Well, we haven't seen multiple freshman receivers come in and physically look like they're ready. Mm-hmm. Like Jalen Hyatt, as a freshman, had to go through some things. Squirrel White had to get stronger. But physically, Travis Smith and Rodarius Jackson, they look like they can play day one. Now it's about being consistent, earning the trust of Kelsey Pope, being where you need to be, and then also being able to make plays without turning the ball over. So that's kind of the next step for them. And the opportunity is for them to do it right now with Chris Brazzell out, because this was a year for Brazzell to bounce back. He didn't do nothing last year. He had 1 catch of significance last year, and that was a catch against Alabama. That's not enough to hold off talented freshman receivers when you're not participating in fall camp.
Yeah, Smith looks the part, doesn't he, as a highly touted recruit?
Well,
and I'm saying that literally. He looks the part.
He definitely does. He definitely does. And he got after it during the spring, and he's wearing the right number. So, of course, he's a baller. He just has to be consistent.
Move over, Mike Matthews. Swain was pulling for you, but you're a number 4. Travis Smith rocking that number 1. Move over, Mike Matthews.
No, I'm pulling for Mike Matthews over everybody now. That's receiver number 1. I love me some Mike Matthews.
I know. Yeah.
I was calling out everybody for Mike Matthews to play last year.
You were, mm-hmm. And Mike is in a single digit too, so Swain's a lot more comfortable now. Number 4, which is a great wide receiver number. He's representing right. Dante Stallworth out there.
You dang right. Wade would be proud too. He'll be proud.
Nathan asked, why is Amari Jefferson not getting more buzz? He has been out there, but haven't heard as much talk around Amari. Again, it's not a deep rotation, so he's got an opportunity out there in the practice field. But there's more talk that I've noticed around Travis Smith Jr., Rodarius Jackson compared to Amari. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, you got to be healthy, man. You got to be healthy. Stay healthy.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's a good point. Amari was limited during the spring, so he was not at full speed like those other guys.
Yeah, I mean, he was hurt at Alabama before transferring here, so
Right.
you got to be healthy. That's the first and most important thing.
Yep. Chip asked Swain, do you remember when the NCAA classified cream cheese as a student-athlete extra benefit? Now high school athletes are signing trading card deals.
Yeah. High school athletes getting a lot of cream cheese, just different kinds. The cream cheese that goes in a bag and not in a little small box.
Yeah. Premium cream cheese.
Yeah. 100%, man. 100%.
But there's cream cheese agents out there.
Like,
They're
got
covered.
us eating this dry ass toast at practice, man. We can't have no cream cheese on it. Well, you can have some jelly. No, we want some cream cheese on our toast, on our bagel. Well, here you got a little butter. What? Come on, man. This big old bagel can't even fit in the toaster. We're trying to get some cream cheese up in here. Like, those were the conversations at a morning practice in 2 days. You know what? Forget it. Just give me some yogurt and some fruit. Just don't worry about it. I don't even want to deal with it. That's what was going on, Josh Ward.
But look at what kind of person that made you into today. See, you
Built
weren't
character.
thinking long-term then. Yeah.
It built character. Well, honestly, it made me not like cream cheese because of the NCAA. You know what? I'm going to sue the NCAA because I don't like cream cheese. Can you do that? They affected my ability to love cream cheese?
You can, Swain, but football season is here, so I'm going to need you to wait until next April or May to file that lawsuit. We're focused on football now.
I mean, I can do two things at once, Josh.
You can eat cream cheese and talk football at the same time?
No, I can sue because of cream cheese, get a check, and talk football.
Yeah, by the way, this won't surprise you, but personally, I prefer my bagels plain anyway.
I know, Josh. I'm citing emotional distress.
Yep.
My quality of life has been affected. I haven't been able to look at cream cheese the same because of the NCAA.
Yep. There are damages. There need to be repercussions.
Yep,
We'll
I'm
come
rolling
back.
with that.
By the way, it was elite 2028 wide receiver Bryson Wright who signed his trading card deal. That was announced earlier this week. He's represented by ESM. He is a rising sophomore and rising sophomore in high school.
So,
And he got a big-time trading card deal.
so he was in middle school 2 years ago? Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
Is he like the next Ryan Williams or Jeremiah Smith or something?
That's the potential.
He better be.
Yeah. But, I mean, I guess technically, I don't know for sure, but he probably had to get a ride to the signing.
Does he have an offer from Tennessee? Because if he's getting...
According to Dan Everett of ESPN, who represents Bryson Wright, again, a rising high school sophomore, he signed a 5-figure deal that will pay the soon-to-be 10th grader a first-round NFL wide receiver rate per autograph.
Yeah, we should have offered him 2 years ago.
Man. Remember 7th grade Jason Swain, who was two-hand dunking at the rim.
I wasn't two hands.
That's what Richard Hendricks of ESPN reported. We'll come back, 865-656-9900 to be a part of the show. Jason Swain's here. I'm Josh Ward on Josh and Swain. said, I saw Travis Smith Jr. in a video throw the assistant down off the snap before running his route. Looks very physical. I thought the same, that Smith was showing off that physicality today in the period of time we were able to watch quarterbacks and wide receivers working together.
Very important. If you're going to play early, you got to be able to handle the physicality of the games, corners. And that's the biggest adjustment, I think, sometimes from a physicality standpoint with receivers is knowing that DBs are going to put their hands on you. And there's an initial jam, initial point of contact at the line of scrimmage, and there's a down the field point of contact that you have to be aware of as well when DBs try to collision you and put their hands on you down the football field. It is not going to be called a pass interference like it is in the NFL unless the ball's in the air. So being able to handle that, staying on your feet, because if you get bumped and you fall and the quarterback throws it to you and it's an interception, like they're looking at you, it's your fault. It ain't the quarterback's fault. And so earning that trust again from your coaches, letting them know that you can handle the physicality, you can hold your own. When it's time to block, you can block. But you're not going to be knocked off your route when you are running to a certain area of the field during your route assignment. So very, very important for young receivers to handle the physicality of the game. And you look at both freshmen. I mean, these are guys who are over 6 foot, over 200 pounds. One, I think, was listed at 205, one with 210. They're going to continue to get stronger in the weight room. So, again, it goes back to just being consistent and take advantage of opportunities now that Chris Brazel's out and make sure that they stay available, stay in there, because young players, it's really easy for them to get hurt in fall camp. This is the first time their bodies have been tested and pushed to these type of limits. So stay in the treatment room, get in that ice tub, be smart about hydration, all those things. Be available, man. That's your best ability, is to be available. And I'm looking for big things out of these freshman receivers because they got to play. Hypo said it, man. We have no time for those guys to be young.
Yep. Travis Smith Jr., a freshman from Atlanta. Tennessee lists as 6'3", 210. And Radarius Jackson, a freshman from Memphis, 6'2", 210. So good size there.
Memphis, man.
Clear athleticism. And as we mentioned, Travis Smith now wearing the number 1. He was asked earlier today, meeting with the media, how that came to be. The question and answer with Travis Smith.
Ended up with number 1. Green for real, just having that dog mentality, Then I asked for it. I got it.
That's a pretty good plan. Some might ask for it during the recruiting process. I mean, you can do that before you get to campus. Or Travis Smith, he showed up, put in the work during the spring, showed that dog mentality, and then asked for the number 1 then.
Hey, man, check the tape. You want to see dog mentality? Check that high school film.
I tried. It's a little grainy, Swain.
Hey, it wasn't grainy in 03. 02, actually 02. Check the tape.
Those VHSs were clear as day back in 2001, 2002.
Hit rewind. You got to wait a second. And you hear that big old loud click. All right, now push play. Check that tape. There's your dog mentality right there. I already did the tryouts for the number. It's in the highlight film.
Yep. Google Swain. You'll see. I think Jonathan Wade said the first time he ever heard the term Google me was Tennessee wide receiver Jason Swain talking to his teammates.
I cannot deny or confirm.
We're out of time, thankfully, for Swain with hour number 2, but we have another hour to go. We appreciate you being with us as we continue on Josh and Swain. Welcome into hour number 3 of Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us on this Thursday afternoon. Hope you're having a great day so far. 865-656-9900 to be a part of the final hour. Jason Swain's here, VFL, former Tennessee wide receiver. If you want to go back and listen to the show, you can do so anywhere you get your podcast. Search Josh and Swain. Would love for you to subscribe. An hour ago, we talked to Alan Bell from Driving the Line. Swain, part of our conversation was about the Hall of Fame game tonight. It will feature the Detroit Lions and the LA Chargers. Still have not seen confirmation on the Lions starting quarterback. There was talk of Hendon Hooker. I saw Pat McAfee say that he believes Kyle Allen will be the starter for the Lions tonight. I know, upsetting. But we'll see Hendon Hooker tonight for sure. And that is a battle for the number 2 spot between Hooker and Kyle Allen there in Detroit, behind, obviously, Jared Goff. But 8 o'clock tonight, NBC, the Lions and the Chargers in the NFL Hall of Fame game.
I mean, let's not pretend like Kyle Allen wasn't that guy coming out of high school and college. He was that guy.
He was a big-time quarterback in college. He's played some in the NFL. He started some with the Panthers. So that is a real battle for the number 2 spot.
Yeah, I mean, he's the one that
he started 12 games in 2019.
He started over Kyler Murray there at Texas A&M.
Yep.
Early in his career. So, I mean, the talent level is there for sure.
Yeah, man, he's already been in the league since 2018. It's been that long. So Kyle Allen and Hendon Hooker battling it out. Trey Lance and DJ Uiagalelei will be 2 of the quarterbacks I believe we see from the Chargers tonight.
I can't watch them play football.
Trey Lance was a top 5 pick.
I can't watch DJ Uiagalelei play football anymore. I've had enough.
That's it? You've hit your quota?
Man, I saw him play at Clemson. That was tough. We saw what he did at Oregon State. And then
there.
Huh?
Did okay there.
And then Florida State.
Did not go.
Josh.
Okay.
I cannot watch Uiagalelei play anymore of quarterback. But I will because it's football. And I missed you. But it's going to be tough. That's all I'm saying. It's going to be tough to watch him play football.
Well, you'll get that opportunity tonight, 8 o'clock on NBC. So the preseason is here. We'll head into the month of August tomorrow, which is the month of college football opening up. Saturday, August 30th, Tennessee against Syracuse. Tennessee was back on the practice field earlier today, Swain. It was day number 2 of camp. They opened things up yesterday, back in jerseys and shorts and helmets. They'll put on shoulder pads this weekend, and I believe next Wednesday get to full pads. So they took another step in kind of the acclimation period, getting things going as things will ramp up even more this weekend.
It happens fast, my friend. It happens fast. So you think you got all the time in the world? You really don't. You only get a few opportunities to prove that you should be trusted, that you should be in the starting lineup. And then before you know it, man, half of the season is gone, and you're halfway through. So it goes by really, really quick.
Also, in the first 2 hours of this show, and a lot of the off season, a lot of our conversations has been about the offense for some pretty obvious reasons: the quarterback battle, the unknown at all the different position groups. That defensive side is just oozing with confidence of what they're going to be able to do this year.
Well, they should be. Josh, I mean, they were one of the best in the country, and they were the main reason why Tennessee had the success that they had last year. One of the main reasons why Tennessee had the success they had 2 years ago when, we did go to a bowl game and had our scrimmage against Iowa. So this defense should feel really good about their value, and I'm sure there's some guys that have been compensated to reflect that. Now it's about continuing the standard. Man, the standard's been set. And kudos to Tim Banks. He's coming off getting a new deal. He's a head coaching candidate, so you never know when he's going to get that call to go lead a program. But, man, there's a ton of confidence right now on that defensive side, as it should be.
Andy Staples for On 3 today had his top 10 college football defensive coordinators. His number 1 is Phil Parker at Iowa. Talk about a DC that can be stressed from time to time. Jim Knowles at Penn State, number 2. Remember, went there from Ohio State. Georgia's DC Glenn Schumann is number 3. Tom Allen of Clemson, number 4. Texas's defense coordinator, number 5. He has Tim Banks in the top 10 at number 9, in between Pete Golding at Ole Miss and Kane Womack, the defensive coordinator at Alabama. So Tim Banks, the top 10 defensive coordinator, according to Andy Staples.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. That's a pretty good spot. I mean, I can argue with that, but I'm not. That's a good spot. Those are really good coordinators, and we're talking about a guy that when you compare them to those other guys, Tim Banks probably has the least amount of experience.
Yeah, the separation between a lot of those guys is going to be pretty thin.
Yeah, so
being mentioned in that group for any of those guys is a compliment for sure.
heck yeah, man. I remember a lot of Tim Banks haters.
There were a lot.
Word is the key word, but you could see it before you saw it last year, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. You saw that Tim Banks had something going. All he needed was some more players with athletic ability, and then voila.
There's still some, I'm sure. Coordinators always have some level of haters. You got to have some.
Coordinators always hated on.
Yeah, I mean, the offensive coordinator questioning play calling is it's one of the great traditions of the sport of football.
Coordinators are not always perfect, that's for sure. But now, I tell Tim Banks, you're live.
Yes, I think Tim's pretty good with how things have gone over the last couple of years.
That's right.
And they continue to recruit at a really high level on the defensive side, thanks to some coaches they have on that side, but also now thanks to some of the results they have on the defensive side of the ball the last couple of years.
You dang right, buddy. You dang right. So, defense knows their responsibility, but they also have a lot of confidence too. And boy, that first scrimmage is going to be something, because the defense is going to be flying around, buddy. And I wonder, does Heupel tell his defense the same thing that Hugh Freeze told his defense about not damaging the confidence of the quarterback? You have a quarterback battle, which, hey, you want to make the scrimmages tough to see who stands out, but, you know, how much is Josh Heupel hands-on with what he wants from his defense to help give the offense a good look? Because if you're just smashing the offense and crushing them and they can't do anything, how beneficial will that be? So, something to consider.
Yeah, that is one of the questions, though, for, I guess, any of the quarterbacks, but Aguilar especially, with some of the mistakes he made, the turnovers he produced last year, he's going to face faster defenses. Now, he has SEC guys on his side, on the offensive side too, so protection's key here, but how does he deal with that faster defense he goes up against? That's one of the questions for Joey.
Yep, 100%.
So if he wants to test, the Tennessee defense can provide it.
I'm excited for Joey, man. When he walking around Knoxville, people knowing his name. Dude, he can walk around L.A., and no one's going to care who he is. They'll think he'll extra in, some movie or something. But here, you are the main character, my friend. You're a quarterback for the University of Tennessee, and that means something. And he has an opportunity to do something special, to do something that's going to be talked about for years and years and years. Come in after replacing the 5-star stud and lead Tennessee to wins over hopefully all of your rivals. But if it's one or if it's two, it's still going to be talked about for years and years and years. That's a heck of an opportunity for him.
Is that 11-1 I hear over there, Swain?
No. 9-3, 8-4.
Okay.
Yeah. If you.
And by the way, you're excited for Joey. Joey who?
Joey Aguilar.
Okay.
Some will call him Aggie. Some will call him Swagular.
You're right. Simply, if Joey is the starting quarterback and leads Tennessee to a road win at Bama or Florida for the first time in 22 years.
We better put his face on a T-shirt. We might have to get him a deal with a restaurant around town. He may have a menu item named after him.
Oh, the J Swag sandwich.
Something along those lines.
Dave texted in and said 2 thoughts on Joey Swagular, which is really good. How about Count Swagular and or Jay Bling?
Josh, you didn't have to read that. Jay Bling.
This isn't our show. This is the people's show.
Well, that sounds like a nickname I would give myself in middle school when I got my first chain from the kiosk at the mall.
You got a new chain there, Swain? Yeah, you can call me Jay Bling.
Yeah, call me Jay Bling. Look at my new sterling silver. I can't wear it when I take a shower, though, because, it might turn my neck blue, but, Jay Bling. That's the name. That's what they call me. I'm sorry, man. I hate to crush your dreams. I apologize.
Yeah. So put us down for a probably not on the Jay Bling.
Yeah. Probably not on that one. But hey.
Colby, with this one, though, here's a positive note as Swain tries to bring everybody down. 1998 season opener against Syracuse was John Ward's last season. 2025 season opener against Syracuse, John Ward's protege, Mike Keith's first season.
Hey. Y'all should see Mike Keith at these practices, man.
Locked in?
Dude is dialed in, man. Yeah. Like the first day I saw him over there by himself in the corner. He's like by the shed, and he was locked in on the offensive line. Like he looked like a scout.
He's preparing.
From afar, I thought he was an NFL scout.
Yeah, Mike Keith's, this is not a joke, Mike Keith's preparation is legendary.
Oh, it really is. Yeah, it really is, man. Like I never bring like a notebook or anything to practice. I store it in my head because it's football. So, but I feel unprepared being around Mike Keith. I feel like I need a 3-ring binder. I know the stuff is on sale because school's about to start. I might need to go get me some school supplies hanging around Mike Keith. I don't feel prepared enough. I need some highlighters, ruler, trapper keeper. Remember that 5-star trapper keeper?
Man, the trapper keepers.
I feel like I need one of those hanging around Mike Keith.
Swain's going to show up in Atlanta. He'll be locked in, and he will have that Bluey trapper keeper right under his right arm.
Bluey or Louie?
Bluey. Where'd you go? Bingo.
I thought it said Louie. If I was a player, it'd be Louie, but since I'm a responsible parent, let's go Bluey. You're right.
Yep. Last one left there on the shelf. Swain's going to stiff arm that kid like he's going into the end zone against Florida. Make sure he gets the Bluey trapper keeper.
That's right, man. Got to be prepared like Mike Keith.
That end zone's my space. That trapper keeper is too. We'll come back. 865-656-9900. Joey Angler in the text box. Joey the Streak Breaker Aguilar. Break time here on Josh and Swain. 865-656-9900. Keep them coming. We'll keep going right here on 99.1 The Sports Animal and AM 640 The Sports Monster. This is Josh and Swain. Thanks for being with us. Our show is presented by Junk Be Gone, East Tennessee's junk removal specialists, online at junkbegone.biz. Thank you for hanging out with us today. 865-656-9900, as it was day 2 of fall camp for Tennessee. Swain, this afternoon, there will be monitoring of Celesi Moa's announcement. He is a highly touted athlete, top 50 consensus player in the country, regardless of position. So that is a Tennessee-Utah battle. Utah has been considered the favorite, but Tennessee has continued to remain in the picture. So we'll see what his announcement is officially. And then speaking of big-time athletes, number 1 receiver in the country, Tristan Keys, is somebody to continue to monitor. He is committed to LSU, but Tennessee has continued to push there. Texas A&M has as well, but there's been a lot of talk about the Volunteers. There was before he committed to LSU, and that's continued since the commitment. Yesterday, we talked to Austin Price of VolQuest, who gave us this update on LSU commit, Tennessee target, wide receiver Tristan Keys.
I've said for a long time I would take the field over LSU in an attempt to hold on to him. To me, it feels like Tristan Keys really is looking to go somewhere else. And that's not to say that LSU can't kind of calm everything down and he hold on to Tristan Keys. But it feels like, his relationships both at Tennessee and Texas A&M right now are really shining through. He has a really good relationship with Kelsey Pope and a really good relationship with Faison Brandon. And so it feels like Tennessee's got some momentum there. That one to me is more of a thrill a minute than, let's say, Savion Hyder, who just kind of like lays low and does no interviews, does nothing. He wants no eyeballs on him. Those two are a couple of big fish.
So that was Austin Price yesterday talking about the 2 big-time 5-star guys. Savion Hyder is a running back who will announce on August 19th, but Tristan Keys, he doesn't have an announcement date. He's committed to LSU, but Austin said there, as he said multiple times, he'd take the field, and Tennessee appears to have a little momentum there. And then again, this afternoon, we'll see what athlete Celesi Moa does with his announcement between Utah and Tennessee. Other schools included. He has a top 5 that includes Michigan, Washington, and Michigan State, but it's a Tennessee-Utah battle.
Michigan State.
The Spartans.
He got like a cousin on the team or something? You know somebody there? It's like a family member.
Michigan State is a school that you are sneaky disrespectful to. That's not your first jab you've taken at the Spartans.
Was that like his first offer in like elementary school?
I would hope Utah was the first offer. Dad played there and he lives there, but I don't know.
Can you read out that top 5 list again?
Utah, the Utes, Tennessee, Washington, Michigan, and Michigan State.
Josh, you know dang well Michigan State don't belong on that list. Don't even sound right.
Michigan State's won some games.
What is your definition of some?
Well, not as many recently. But they've won some. Mark D'Antonio won there. Mel Tucker had a run.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, heck of a run. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Short-lived, but it was a run. And we'll
Josh,
see what happens next.
You know dang well a 5-star player should not be considered in Michigan State that lives in Utah unless the kid's high school mascot is the Spartans, or there's somebody in his family that goes to Michigan State, or they were like his first offer, or maybe he likes the movie, 300. Maybe that's the case.
Maybe it is.
But no 5-star in their right mind would consider going to Michigan State unless, now, I will say this. The coach came from Oregon State, right?
That's right. Yeah, might be a John Smith connection.
Yeah, so he might have recruited him early when he was at Oregon State, and they have a good relationship. So that's the only thing that makes sense to me. But I know dang well you didn't wake up one day and go, you know what, man? I'm getting all these letters from Alabama and Tennessee and Texas and USC as a 5-star athlete. Let me slide in Michigan State in my top 5. Nobody doing that. They were 5-7 last year, Josh. Yeah, they won some, but they lost more. You know what? This is where me and Urban Meyer, this is where we get along. This is where we see eye to eye. Did you hear that story about him recruiting Waddell Robinson?
I don't know. I don't know if I heard that story.
Zach Smith, his former receiver coach, was on a podcast talking about how they were recruiting Waddell Robinson, and the kid was talking about going to Kentucky. And Urban was like, we don't recruit kids that Kentucky recruits. We don't do that. That's where me and Urban see eye to eye on. Like, we don't be recruiting kids that want to go to Michigan State, okay? Now, if the kid picks Tennessee, I'm going to be happy. I'll do backflips because we have a chance to bring in a 5-star athlete and maybe Tristan Keys. But I'd be lying if I didn't tell you that was a red flag, Josh Ward. Michigan State. He ain't going to Michigan State. It's between Tennessee and Utah. You did this on purpose, Josh. You know damn well he not going to Michigan State. Austin did the same thing about Michigan State yesterday. He said Utah and Tennessee. You know how I am, and you threw the grenade. You took the pin out of the grenade and you threw it, and you smiled when you did it. You're not slick.
Hey, am I correct in this? We know how great of a recruiter you were on behalf of Tennessee. You landed many of the guys that came to visit. Did you lose Brian Toll to Boston College, 5-star linebacker?
Yes.
What happened there?
He was going to Boston College the whole time.
Yeah. He's from New Jersey.
I was told that. He's going to Boston College. But why would you give me him then? If you know he's going to go to Boston College, give me somebody that at least is 50-50. Don't be giving us, Brian Brom and Toll when they're already 100% going to another school.
Yeah, Brom was going to Louisville.
Yeah, don't be messing up my win percentage, man. My close rate. Don't mess up my close rate.
Keep you humble. Give you a good challenge.
I blame Scott Altizer and Gerald Harrison for that. They was in recruiting at that time. Maybe Greg Atkins. Throw him in there too.
Keep you humble. I think it was the right move by them. Bruce asked in the text box, is Tennessee losing Carson Snead's commitment to North Carolina? That appears to be the case. There are some predictions coming in from respected national analysts predicting that Snead will flip to North Carolina. His brother transferred there from Tennessee. His brother was a walk-on receiver, right? And Snead is a tight end who has been committed to Tennessee for a while, but there are predictions now coming in that he will flip to UNC.
Are you shocked that he's flipping?
No.
I mean, I'm surprised he didn't flip sooner.
I am a little surprised that it's taken this long with all that was going on, but the fact that he might do that, no, that doesn't surprise me.
I'll tell you one thing, Josh Ward. I may seem like I'm on one right now, but maybe I am. If we're at the dinner table and I'm committed to a school and my brother is trashing that school at the dinner table and trashing the school that I'm committed to, that I'm going to, we're going to have some problems. We're going to have some problems. Not like Cain and Abel problems, but we're going to have some problems.
It's an odd dynamic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not trashing the school I'm going to, big bro. You might be big bro, but I've been in the weight room too. I'm no longer little bro. And so when that was going on, I just knew that he wasn't going to be here. I wish it would have happened sooner, honestly.
So that is the prediction right now. He is still committed to Tennessee publicly, but predictions that Carson Snead, a talented, highly rated tight end, will flip to North Carolina. Good player. He's a top 20 tight end. If you look at the Rivals industry ranking 24/7 ranks him as the 26th best tight end in the country. But so good player,
Good player. Very good
not going to
player.
make or break the class by any means.
No, it won't. It won't. Wish him the best.
I think they're pretty excited about the freshman tight ends that are on campus right now.
Yeah, man. They look good. They look real good. So I'm not gonna lose any sleep over losing a tight end commit. And we got a pretty good group of guys right now, and we need receivers. We need a 5-star running back. And I know
Hyder and Keys; those are higher priorities than Carson Snead. But yes, the indications are he is likely to flip to North Carolina. We'll see what Celeste Moa does this afternoon. We have 2 segments to go. We're with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. We have an attaboy to hand out. Thanks to Native Design. Thank you for being with us as we continue on Josh and Swain. Back on Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us. Thanks to the text we received with a little clarification will make Jason Swain feel better. Celeste Moa's brother transferred to play football at Michigan State.
See?
He previously attended BYU,
See, I knew it was
transferred to
something.
Michigan State. Swain was concerned that Tennessee would have the audacity to recruit somebody that had Michigan State in his top 5. Now you have the explanation.
I knew it. I knew it was something, man.
Recruiting snob you.
Do you blame me, Josh?
Yes.
What do you mean you blame me?
Yes, I blame
Do
you.
you want to cover a winning program or not? Do you want to cover a championship program or not? We
I'm interested in that, yes.
We don't,
Yes.
we don't just recruit anybody. Top programs are recruiting snobs.
I one time asked Jason Swain during the recruiting process, did he visit Starkville? And Swain's response to me was, now, why would I do that? Did you take a visit to Mississippi State, an SEC school? Now, why would I do that? You know what? I think many Tennessee fans, I think they appreciate not only the honesty, but the message that was sent with it. The tone.
I'm not a big fan of wasting time, Josh.
I know that's true. I know that's true. So Celeste Moa with an announcement coming up later today. Utah, the favorite. Tennessee, the challenger for one of the top 50 players in the country, one of the top athletes in the nation. Thanks, Randall. Appreciate you sending that text in a moment ago.
Son, listen, man. You could have committed to Utah weeks ago. Just come on, Tennessee. If it don't work out, you can go back home. They'll be just as excited to have you if it doesn't work out as they're going to be if you commit to them today. Like, Utah? Come on, man. It's not even in the SEC. What conference is Utah in? Big 12?
You nailed it. A lot of teams are in the Big 12, by the way. Hey, Swain, a couple of VFL updates for you. So the Major League Baseball trade deadline is going on, goes until 6 o'clock today. Yesterday, there was a big deal between the Mets and the Giants. The Giants traded right-hander Tyler Rogers to the Mets. The Mets sent several prospects, including 2 VFLs. Right-hander Blade Tidwell and outfielder Drew Gilbert were sent to the Giants organization in the trade.
Come on down. I'm kind of glad Drew Gilbert's out of there. No offense to our guy Tyler, but just saying.
That's okay if you intended some offense to Tyler Ivins or Braden Gall. He's a big Mets fan. So notes there headed to the Giants organization, Blade Tidwell and Drew Gilbert. And then on the basketball side, Josiah Jordan-James. Last year he played for the Fort Wayne Mad Ants, the G League affiliate of the Indiana Pacers. Mike Wilson, I saw share earlier today that Josiah Jordan-James signed a deal with Jerusalem Basketball Club. So he will go overseas, as Kai Ziegler recently signed a deal with a pro team in France. Josiah Jordan-James signing a pro deal with the Jerusalem Basketball Club.
All right. Go get your money, Josiah.
Yeah.
Do your thing, brother.
There was good money to be made overseas. Also, a Tennessee basketball update. There has been talk of, I don't know, over the last week or so of Nate Ament dealing with a wrist injury.
Yeah.
And I think the talk had been, hey, if they played a game, that he'd probably be able to go. Well, Rick Barnes meeting with the media today confirmed he has dealt with the wrist injury. They've held him out of practice, but the thought would be that if they were playing a game right now, which obviously they're not, that he would be available. So what could have been a potential scare when he suffered the injury, that'll provide a little relief to Tennessee fans that they've got time to get him ready for the season, would be available now, can take some caution because it's still July.
Not his shooting hand either.
Yeah. So protect Nate Ament. That'll be a priority.
That's right.
Yep. And then one more Tennessee basketball note. We'll offer you the reminder before then. But Saturday, August 23rd, Hoops for Hope is back. It's going to be back at Farragut High School. This has been going on for more than a decade and a half to benefit the Down Syndrome Awareness Group of East Tennessee. The Sports Animal will be live there that morning. We'll start our show, I believe, at 9 a.m. The event will take place 11 to 1. But go ahead and add that to your calendar. You're looking for some events in the month of August. August 23rd, Hoops for Hope, which will feature the Tennessee men's and women's basketball teams once again for the Down Syndrome Awareness Group of East Tennessee. We'll come back for a final segment of Josh and Swain. We'll have an attaboy to hand out in our final segment. We'll wrap things up next right here on Josh and Swain. This is Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us. Jason Swain's here. I'm Josh Ward. Our final segment of today's show presented by Junk Be Gone. And we'll wrap up thoughts here. We have an attaboy to hand out in just a moment. And then, Swain, tomorrow we'll have a Hall of Fame game to react to. We won't react to much of the game, but we'll pay attention to Hendon Hooker and see what he does for the Detroit Lions tonight against the L.A. Chargers, the NFL's Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, we'll react definitely to Hendon, and then hopefully the Lions lose because, they are a division rival of my Bears. And then, tomorrow's going to be awesome because, one of the best rivalries in high school sports is right here in our backyard between, Alcoa and Maryville. So we'll have on their coaches tomorrow on our program. Yeah,
we're very excited. The football coaches at Maryville and Alcoa, and they'll talk about the rivalry. They both have a great history there, and it matters to a lot of people, and we're going to help good neighbors of Blount County at the same time. So we'll be out at Iguani Farms tomorrow, and we're going to do some fundraising, and we're going to make that competitive between the Maryville faithful and the Alcoa faithful. So be listening tomorrow from 12 until 3 as we are live there, and you can go online to learn more about them right now, goodneighborsbc.org, to see how they are helping lift up the community there and help their neighbors in Blount County, goodneighborsbc.org. So we'll have a lot of fun tomorrow. We'll have some good-natured competition to help out some folks. Right now, we hand out today's attaboy.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy good.
Always remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy.
So we hand out attaboys and attagirls thanks to Native Design, your local custom pool and hardscape specialists. Swain, it has been hot outside over the last several weeks, and that has especially been the case down in Texas. We go to Carrollton, Texas, and this is a simple act of kindness, but it makes a difference. And the attaboy goes to Corporal Preston. There was a photo that was shared, a few photos of him as he was an officer on duty who stopped by, may have been off duty at the time. He was dressed in full uniform, and he spotted a residence lawn that was overgrown. It was clear that it needed a mowing. So you know what he did? He mowed it.
That's right.
It was about 100 degrees outside, and he stepped up to help a resident in his town. And it's a small act of kindness, but it helps in a big way. So to Corporal Preston, and to there are a lot of people that do things like this. They do things that might seem little to them, but it makes a big difference, and they do that simply out of kindness to help somebody else, to help their neighbor, to help somebody in their community, and that makes a great difference. So to Corporal Preston in this case, an attaboy for stepping up in the heat to help somebody else.
That's right. Small show of kindness can do big things for someone, man. You never know what someone's going through, and just showing them a little bit of love, man, can fuel them in ways that you may not have thought about. So small things may seem small, but they really are big things to someone who needs it the most.
We hand out attaboys and attagirls every day thanks to Native Design. For 20 years, Native Design has transformed outdoor spaces into breathtaking retreats where families gather, friends connect, and memories are made. Native Design turns ordinary yards into exceptional escapes. You can call Native Design at 865-310-3256 or visit nativetn.com for Native Design, your local custom pool and hardscape specialists.
All right, Josh, we'll do it again tomorrow.
We'll do it tomorrow with a big weekend coming up. We'll be in the month of August, which is the month of college football's kickoff. We will monitor here in the next few minutes, Swain, to see what Celeste Moa does. Can Tennessee pull off the upset, or does he decide to stay home at Utah? That will be the question that will be answered here in a few minutes.
That's right. Either way, man, Tennessee's going to get good players before the season starts. So we in good shape, man. I think a lot of work that we put in over the summer is going to pay off.
Yeah, Tennessee is in very good shape in recruiting. Tristan Keys and Savion Hyder continue to be big deals there. I don't think Tennessee's the favorite for highly touted offensive lineman Darius Gray, but Tennessee continues to recruit there and is on his list of finalists.
We work
Mo, it's pretty simple, Swain. If he chooses Tennessee, You get a top 50 player, big-time athlete, you celebrate. If he doesn't choose Tennessee, Volunteers probably didn't have room for him and didn't necessarily want him anyway if he doesn't want to be a Vol.
That's right. That's right. You know the strategy. You know, Josh.
Pretty simple system.
You do a good job covering the Vols, man. Good job.
I'm trying over here. Hey, Swain, a lot of fun. I'll see you in Blount County tomorrow. We'll have a lot of fun tomorrow from 12 until 3.
All right, my man. Let's do it.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us today. We appreciate all the interaction, all the fun as we are getting closer to more football. Joel Silverberg producing. Thank you. We will see you. We will talk to you tomorrow at noon right here on Josh and Swain.